So now welcome, we're back for the second segment of BFA's On The Ball show. That was a brilliant first segment actually, really enjoyed it with having the Mohammedan Sporting boys on, talking about their under-14s league, the Tower Hamlets Youth League that takes place at Victoria Park every Saturday from 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock. So if you're in the area, short of things to do and you've got kids that are interested in joining clubs, get yourself down to Victoria Park and ask around. There's usually, on a Saturday morning, there'll be about maybe 25, 30 clubs there, so you got your choice from all the way from 14s up to 18s. So you've heard it here, guys. So if you've got any children, any nephews at home who want to get involved in football, particularly the Tower Hamlets Youth League, get in touch with us or make your way down to Victoria Park on a Saturday morning. Right, so that's the Tower Hamlets Youth League over and done with. Now, let's talk about adult football and men's football in particular. We've had a certain CFL Cup action taking place at Wanstead today, and we've got guests from a number of clubs. One of the more popular clubs, the club of the moment, the one that seems to be sweeping away any competition, if you can call it that. To my left, I have guests from FC Bengal. Finally got them on the show. Welcome to Craig Tompkins. How you doing, Craig? You all right?
How are you?
I'm good. We have Melford, or better known as the Drog, as everybody will know him from the Summer League, and also FC Bengals. Welcome.
How you doing?
You're right. And we have a usual stuck in between the middle, as I was telling him off air, a rose between two thorns, is Shuel. Welcome, Shuel, a regular pundit, to talk about all the action that took place today. And to my right, we have also, I think it's the first time he's been on the show, Danny from Newark.
Yep.
Welcome. How you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Good. All right, so before I go anywhere else, I want to talk about FC Bengal. Let's come to these guys to my left. We've been trying to get them on the show for a while now. For those that don't know, FC Bengals is a club that's been playing in the CFL League now for its second season. It's run by a couple of familiar faces, Jamal Rahman and Kausa, as well as Imran, who's the manager, and they all come from a distant away. And like I say, they've been steamrolling the teams. They won the cup last year. This season, they've just been demolishing teams, is to put it kindly, I guess. So I'm going to come to the Drog. You know, you've been involved in this league. I think you joined CFL towards the end of last season.
Towards the end of last year.
And then you played the BFA Summer League.
I did, yeah.
You could become a bit of a celebrity now.
Oh, you went?
Yeah. So tell us a bit more about how you got involved with FC Bengals.
How did I get involved? It was Jamal. Jamal, Terrence. Throw some names out there. He phoned me one day. He's like, "You're interested in come playing football?" I'm like, "Of course, I want to play football." So I ended up at a tournament first in Victoria Park, and that's when I met Kausa and Imran, and they were like, "Do you want to come play in the winter?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? It's football. It's more football for me." So that's how I got involved.
Okay.
But I was a bit upset. I started so late, but picked up in the summer, didn't I?
Yeah, you definitely did. Definitely did. We'll come and talk about that in a second. Craig, yourself, obviously, I'm not sure whether you didn't play last season, did you, towards the end? You weren't involved with FC Bengals?
No, I only started.
You started in the
Summer Cup, yeah.
With Mohammedan?
Yeah.
And again, it was Jamal that introduced you to BFA football, is that
yeah,
right?
well, it was with Jogs at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jogs introduced me, and then I said, yeah, I'll come down. But I was injured at the time. I was injured for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd done my ankle.
Yeah, I did think you were a bit slow in the summer.
Yeah. I put on a bit of weight as well during the summer. But no, like then I said to Jogs, as soon as I'm like when my ankle's better, ready to run around, I'll come join.
Okay.
So then I went, played my first game. Obviously, I scored as I do.
Yeah.
But then just stayed there. And then Jamal just said to me, "Do I want to play for his Sunday team in the morning?" So I was like, "Yeah, no problem."
Okay, just to give everybody a bit of a flavour as to whereabouts you're from. How far do you travel to come and play? You're not that far, are you?
Fulham, it's not that far.
Fulham, blimey, okay, maybe just a bit. And Craig, yourself?
Just Wembley. Like,
just Wembley. That's not too. That's local. That's local. A406. That's nothing, isn't it? That's easy. That's easy. Shuel, now obviously we talk about FC Bengals week in, week out. It is a pleasure to have the guys on the show, to be honest with you, isn't it? To find out and to learn a bit more about them and the club itself. So, but from yourself and your experiences with FC Bengal from last season.
I mean, I've only had the experience of playing against the Drog once. At the second time round we played FC Bengals, luckily it was only 1-0, so I can actually say that, which is good.
That's a good result.
We didn't score, so I can say
1-0.
that much, yeah.
Right,
Drog didn't score, but I think it was either the first or second game for FC Bengal, so maybe it was just him finding his feet with them. But like he said, in the Summer League it was fantastic to watch. I think it was a joy to watch, especially in the Summer League. I think it's probably the best Summer League we've had in a long time, because they're quite tight at the top as well,
Yeah, it was.
in the Premiership. So I think his goals. I think the first game we were a bit quiet, but then after that, it started picking up. And then because everyone was thinking, is he going to blend in? Is he not? Because I mean, I'm an ex-Mohammedan boy, and I wasn't sure at first. I'll be honest. I didn't think.
I heard.
And then with Sadiq and Cole, it all just started to click, and you could see the goals just flying in. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching it.
All right. Enough about FC Bengals for the minute. All right. Enough exposure. Danny.
Yes.
I want to come to you. You're a familiar face in Tower Hamlets. You are Newark through and through. Yep. You've been involved with Newark, since I can remember, and I've been here for nearly 4 years now. So, but give us a bit of background about yourself and Newark and where the relationship started.
So I started playing for Newark around 10 years ago. Just playing Sunday League and Summer League, and then I predominantly took over the youth set out there. So I started doing a lot of coaching. And now a lot of the people that I was coaching at the time have now started to filter through and started playing for the senior league. So I'm now trying to look after the senior league, and where we're needed, if I have to, then I can step in and play a little bit as well. Yeah,
because obviously you're a useful player in your time, and just for those that don't know, did you play at a senior level, at a decent level? Or?
I wouldn't say it was particularly high, but it was high enough.
Yeah. Okay, but in terms of your involvement with, are you employed, or is it voluntary time that you give?
Voluntary time, it's all voluntary.
Of course, and you live in the area?
I do, yes. I live in Tower Hamlets.
Okay, and with regards to Newark, just for those that don't know, I'm sure Drogs and the guys, whereabouts is Newark? What area does it fall into within Tower Hamlets?
So it was all formed in Newark Street, as the name would suggest. But I would say that we're focused around Stepney Green. Wapping, that kind of area. Mm-hmm. That's our main area where we have a lot of players from.
Okay. Now, last season it was a I guess a kind of a difficult period for you guys, Newark. I know you're used to being up there challenging with a lot of, but you had a few teams. What happened last season, and what's different this season? Because you seem to you've evolved, and you're going back to where you should be.
Yeah, so I think last season we was based in 2 leagues. We was based in CFL League and ILFL League.
Yeah.
And I think it was spreading our resources too thinly. So a lot of players either couldn't turn up to both, or playing for one and not the other. Yeah. And we felt it was better to pool our resources in one area. Okay. So hopefully we can continue to climb up the leagues.
And this season you're in the first division.
Yeah.
How's it going? Is this the first time you've had experience of managing, or have you done it before?
It's the first time I've managed a senior team. I've managed a number of youth teams over the years, but last year I managed the team over in ILFL. Mm-hmm. But again, I think it's having so much resources to pick and choose from. It's maintaining egos is the hardest thing. Okay, because
it has been a different season. You're going up the table. You had a great result last week in the league, because you've got you came up against Brick Lane, who were supposed favourites and tipped to win the league by the man to my left here, the expert. But yeah, it was a 4-1 result. You won. What was the score again? 4-2. So exactly. So what's again from a Newark perspective, in terms of the personnel within the club, still the same?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same setup, same players. I think, like I said, we've pulled our resources from the ILFL League, so we've got a lot of the younger players now, so people who are around 18, 19 coming through, and the previous years under 16s they've started to play as well, so we've got a very young team. Okay. So it's just trying to get everyone that experience and exposure to be comfortable in winter league conditions. Right.
Okay. We've got the results from today's game as well. I'm not sure if the graphic is ready on the screen. If my producer can let me know. Okay, so they're going to be ready in a second. Also, guys, the number at the bottom of the screen. The graphics on the screen right now. I'm going to run you through the results. For those that are at home, you can obviously see them for yourself. I have them here somewhere, and I will get them out. Right, so starting with the first game of the day, FC Bengals, I guess, thrashing Mohammedan Sporting Club 6-0. Kamal, like I said, done a disappearing act already. He's gone home. East 1 losing. Now, this is what you call a thrashing. 10-2 to Ace, so well done. I have to give a bit of a shout out, I'll mention it in a second. We had one player scoring 9 goals in that game, and also apparently he missed a penalty. So that's some going. I'd have taken him off after 3. Okay, so Newark, okay, that's not too good. Losing 4-1 against Aberfeldy, or I guess contenders for the first division. My favourites for the first division. I think they play some brilliant football. So well done to Aberfeldy. We'll talk about that game in a second. Shadwell beating Aberhani. I think that was a bit of a local Derby. They won that game 3-1, so well done to Shadwell. Seoul beating London Central, so that's the first division team knocking out a Premiership team, well done, 4-2. And Elsa looked like a right game because I was playing on the pitch on the other side. They were coming back from 2-0 down to win the game 4-3, well done to Elsa. E7, we can talk about this in a second, winning 9-0 against Shuel's Saya. That's a bit of a romp. And also the last game of the day, Brick Lane winning 3-2, what looks like a very close game with IFE, who seem to be finding their way, scoring a few goals. So come on IFE, let's league games next week. Let's see if you can get your first points on the table. We can also see the fixtures. So from the next quarter-final draws, FC Bengal face Ace, another big game for you guys. Drogs is shaking his head. Seoul FC take on Elsa. Aberfeldy take on Shadwell, promises to be another close game. And E7, who are struggling this season, take on FC Brick Lane, the favourites for the first division. Right, so that's a CFL Cup action, kind of talked about. Let me just quickly mention the goal scorer's name. I spoke to Hassan earlier. Well done to Nelson Gonzalez, or Goncalves, I think. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Scoring 9 goals in one game. They won the game 10-2, and he missed a penalty. So well done to you. New recruit. You've got him to face coming up. So Drogs,
Not a problem.
not a problem. Okay, that's what I like to hear. A bit of confidence.
Bengals don't have problems.
No, Bengals don't have problems. Yeah, I like the talk, fighting talk. Craig, I'm gonna come back to you now. Tell us a bit about today's game, FC Bengals. I know Kamal was here. He was saying you guys, or again, as everybody else has been reaping the praise on you guys, but does it get easier every week, or has anyone actually give you a game yet?
At the moment, the only team that gave us a game was E7 at the start of the season, only because we was only just finding our feet.
Yeah.
But now I just tell the boys, I just encourage them, no matter what the weather is. Like today, it was pouring rain, and I was still telling them to play football. We always try and play from the back and then work our way up to the top. We're not a team to just lump it forward.
Okay.
We got guys that love it on the floor, especially like Drogs. I know he's a big 6'4" lad, but he's better with the ball at his feet. So that's what we just try and play football.
Yeah,
and then the
knows
more
that.
we play football, the easier it gets as we play in football, and scoring the goals is what we love doing.
That's
So
it.
we score one, we get back to the halfway line quickly, take centre, try and get the ball back within 8 seconds, and then
That's it.
we're off again.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us a bit about the team then, Drogs. Obviously, you mix and match from everywhere. Do you train?
We train where? As a team?
As a team. You can't
no.
really, can you?
Our training's on
It's done on the
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp group.
Our training's all done on
It's done on the WhatsApp group.
Every day in the
It seems to
group
do
we're
the work.
messaging each
Maybe
other.
we all need to do that.
It's horses for courses, isn't it? We
Yeah.
got the gaffer, Imran. I'm sure he's watching is he in Doha?
Okay.
He's watching.
He's living life somewhere.
Yeah, so he just sets it up in the WhatsApp group. We go through it and get it done. But first, gotta give a shout out to Jams. It's his birthday.
Yeah.
Nice one,
I
and
was
his
gonna
kids as
mention
well.
that. Yeah.
Good man.
Okay. How old is he?
26.
26.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now everybody that knows Jamal will know he's not 26. He's far from 26. But you know, Jamal has been involved with BFA and the football scene within Tower Hamlets for a number of years, and now obviously himself and Kausa. I'm sure you want to give. We can come on to talk about your management structure in a second. But also, like I say, a bit of a legend within Sporting Bengal setup as well. Was part of the teams that went to Glasgow with the Asian Cup and won it. So yeah, from myself as well, and everybody at BFA, Jamal, happy birthday to you. I think you're about 49 or something like that. So that's from me, mate. I'll see you soon. All right, take care. Right, now going back to all things football, in terms of yourselves, you all play at decent levels. You know, Craig, yourself, you play for Uxbridge.
Yeah.
And your Uxbridge are still in the FA Vars or FA Cup?
FA Trophy.
FA Trophy.
Trophy. The
Yeah,
draws,
so
the draws tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And
Yeah.
how long have you been playing at that level?
Since I was 15, I think I've been playing since I was 15. My first semi-pro club would have been Edgware Town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was the first youth team player to sign a first team contract. And I scored a hat trick on my debut there. So I've been scoring goals since young.
Okay.
That's what I love doing.
Obviously, you've been a striker.
Sure.
Yeah, and Drogs, what about yourself? Do you play anywhere else, or is it just FC Bengals at the moment?
Just at the moment, FC Bengals, but I do help out a local team because obviously I picked up a little injury before the pre-season started, so I'm just rebuilding back on that.
Yeah, I was going to comment. I think I was watching the other day. You look a bit slow.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, I think you need to drop him, Jamal.
We got you I think we got you next week. So
Yeah, I'm ill. Coming back to you, let's talk about your game, Newark.
Yes.
What happened?
I would say it's the quintessential tale of one team finishing chances and one team not.
Okay. So you can't say that team played bad. You created chances.
We had chances. I don't think we finished them as well as we could do. And I think, like I said, we've got a very young team, and the conditions weren't conducive to our style of play.
Okay.
We're very similar to what it appears FC Bengals are. We try and play the ball on the floor, and I think we were overpowered. So I think the better team won in terms of running style and power, but I think we're just not finishing chances.
Okay, because Aberfeldy are not. I saw the back end of your game. They're not the biggest side, are they?
They're not the biggest side. I think they're a little bit more wiser in terms of slowing the game down and just breaking up any kind of fluidity a team can have. So I don't really want to talk about the refereeing and the.
I think you just did.
The lack of the lack of.
Let's not go there.
Support that he provided.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I think that it did break up the game quite considerably.
Yeah. Okay. But in terms of, obviously the cup's gone. I'm assuming now you're going to win the. You beat Brick Lane last week.
Yeah.
The title is there if you can get your heads down. But you got to play Aberfeldy. There's some good teams in your league as well. It's not the easiest. But in terms of your competition for the league, which two teams stand out from the first division?
Of the teams that we've played so far, I'd have to say Aberfeldy and Sire, because they're the only teams that have taken points from us.
Okay.
But who knows? Who knows? Time will tell. I think it depends on the players that you have at the time, conditions, refereeing, luck.
Yeah.
It depends on a number of factors.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move on because he's got a smirk on his face, and I don't want to talk about referees. And Drugs to my left is also laughing. So, but in general, though, obviously you've been playing in the BFA, the Summer League, and this question is to both of you. Amateur league football. You've come to a Sunday league football level and to have 3 officials. Have you ever played in a Sunday league where they've got 3 officials?
To be honest, we were talking about that Tompkins. Like that, I was well impressed with that, because normally you turn up on a Sunday, there's probably one old guy out there that's barely can go from here to there.
Yeah.
That it helps. It does help, because they got the qualifications. They do what they have to do, and so it helps. When they make a decision, I'm more inclined to be like, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
But if you got someone from your team doing the line-up, and I know I'm on side, and you putting the flag up because you don't want me to go smash one in.
Yeah. That happens in kids football. We do it. I look after under 13s. My sporting boys play, and the same thing happens. We have the oppositions doing the line-up, and it's just that. Yeah, you get it. And at kids football, it's the same thing. So let's not even go there. But we'll come back to that topic about referees in the second segment. The third segment. Unfortunately, we're out of time for now. So guys, go and get yourself a quick coffee. We're back for the final segment where we're going to finish off on CFL, talk a bit more about Newark FC Bengals, and we're going to get Shuel's take on some of the action of what took place down at Wanstead today in the CFL Cup. So we shall see you in 2 minutes. So